Hello and welcome to Universal Love Law. Today I have a video for you all that I was led to doing my own personal monthly reading for myself for the month of August. I don't do those readings for other people. It's just not on my heart to, but I did get a very clear message in my reading, and I definitely feel like I need to share it to the world. So I just want to say I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I hope you're keeping those high vibes. Remember, as above, so below. Everything works in correspondence to the way that you're thinking. What you put attention to will grow. So um, I I use multiple tarot decks, and the world came out multiple times for me, and the vast universe in my clarification deck also came out, right? So it really led me to speaking to the collective about this energy that is just so, just so vast, right? But it's so simple if we're able to really understand it and apply it to our life. So, a lot of times we might be operating from our state of being, right? And we're not aware of what part of the cycle that we're in. We know that the world represents cycles, right? Beginnings and endings, and every phase in between. So, I just wanted to make sure that we are very aware that in our cycles in life, we will always have a beginning and an end, right? The cycles may be based on every universal law. We know that the law of cause and effects, every cause has an effect, every effect has a cause. That is in direct correlation to the world. Cycles begin and start new based on every cause and effect. So you want to replay your experiences in life from the most recent events that were very big, right? Were there any fights? Were there any promotions? Were there any losing or decreasing? Were there any increases? What changes are you seeing in your personal life? Because that will tell you where you are in your cycle. And remember, there's a beginning and an end. This universe, right, that we're in operates in correspondence to directly to what you manifest in your life based on your thoughts, right? All is mental, all is mind. This is a universal law. So knowing that you are thinking and creating a reality based on your thoughts and perception, you cannot hide. This is my firm message to everyone. You cannot lie to spirit. You cannot lie to the divine. You cannot lie because your cycles will always represent and play out the truth in your intention. So let's say you have the intention to start a new job or start or move into a bigger apartment or a bigger house or get a new car. If your intentions to do anything that starts a new journey are based on negativity or negative intent or hidden intent, the truth will come to the light. Okay? If you're trying to do something to impress others, that truth will come to the light. The cycle will always reveal to you. Okay? It will give you what you want. Life is going to give you what you want. I mean, what you deserve, right? Your true intent and your true nature and what it is that you truly desired from that experience. So if you're not being all the way honest with yourself so that you can prevent a negative from manifesting in your reality when that ending of a cycle comes, you have to be honest with yourself about your intention going into embarking any new journey, whether it be dealing with the person. If you're trying to deal with the person because you don't have anywhere to go, that's going to be a revelation in the cycle. And now everything that happens in between, it really depends on how long the cycle is, right? You can have a cycle that lasts for 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 7 days. Things play out. Some manifest longer and faster than the others. But it's very complex. But once you become a very intentional person in your personal life, meaning you're looking for red flags, you're working with, your intuition, your inner guidance, and tapping into that foresight by going into hindsight retrospectively, right? Reviewing your past experiences, the challenges and the reoccurring patterns that are coming up for you. When you're doing all that work, you will begin to see the picture very clear, and then you'll know exactly what you need to do. You'll need to know exactly what you need to eliminate out of your thought process. If it is you doing something for with the negative intent subconsciously, right? Sometimes we do things and we might say one thing but have a whole deeper reason and why we're doing it. But we boast and we brag and use our ego to tell our friends or our family members or our coworkers, yeah, I'm doing this because I'm, trying to better my life, or I know it's something my children want, or, me and my partner trying to build this, or I know this is good for me. But if you have a very deeper uh, deeper intention that you're not revealing, that will reveal in the cycle. We cannot hide. Spirit really put it on my heart to let the world know today that we cannot hide from what our true intentions are, because the cycle will always reveal to us in either something fruitful or in loss, in pain, right? And so sometimes beautiful things are birthed from negative experiences, because every cause has an effect and every effect has a cause. And yeah, I just feel like it's so important for us to be mindful. We shouldn't go into experiences trying to bite off more than we can chew, but boasting about what we can and cannot, or what we can do for other people to validate us, because it will be seen. And a lot of people are intuitive and have a deep psychic connection to people's subconscious mind, and they just know when a person is doing things for selfish intent, right? So it was a revelation that was just revealed to me about my own personal intentions in this new cycle that I'm embarking on, that made me want to get my act together before this manifests. Because remember, as above, so below. The Magician in the Tarot is a very interesting card. Let me see if I can find it. The Magician is linked to the as above, so below, right? We have the Magician being, and excuse me for my table. I work on this table. I cut things, and it's a craft table. But I also do sometimes my readings here. I'll just wipe it down, clean it, and then, yeah. But anyway, so here we have the Magician card. So we have the Magician. The Magician card had came out for me when I was doing this reading, and I knew immediately Spirit was revealing to me correspondence, right? As above, so below. Whatever was brewing in the mental mind, right, in the thoughts, end up becoming our reality, and everything operates in cycles. So if you are doing good, and if you are working with your highest good, your purest intent, as above, so below, it will manifest in the cycles, right? In the cycles start and cycles ending. So it's so important that even if we have a start of a cycle with some hidden intention, just to be mindful of that hidden intention that might not be what we really want, right? They say be careful for what you ask for, right? You might be asking for love or a relationship, and you think that you're manifesting that from start to finish, right? Because you're trying to manifest the love, but then you end up getting a whole nother thing, or a messed up situation, or a messed up relationship. And that's because our deepest intentions are manifesting as above, so below, regardless if we're aware of that or not, regardless if we're aware of if we're consciously aware. we might be consciously saying, I want love, or I want a relationship, or I want this, right? But subconsciously, there are so many limited beliefs that we have to heal about ourselves. There are so many, hidden intention in why we might really desire a relationship. And this could be many, 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 many things, not just relationship. My personal goal, it doesn't even dealing with a relationship. But I definitely see the hidden intent behind my drive and my willpower and my force for this new beginning. So I had to question my own personal self, and Spirit spoke to me, and really, I felt like this message was for the collective. I felt like not only have I learned something divine from this reading that I have for myself, but I also have learned something that I should share to the world, because we're all in this together. We're all one, right? We're all one. And um in true actuality, when we begin to manifest and become powerful in our lives and change our cycles and work on ourselves so we can have joyous, blissful lives, we have to understand the power of cycles. This is a 360 matrix. The Fibonacci sequence shows us that the universe is operating on mathematical symmetrical proportion. Everything is equal. Everything is divinely correlated in cycles, in circles, in spheres, right? In spirals. So we have to be aware of our point of reference, right? That point of reference literally will echo out the spiral and bring back to us exactly what it is that we had a true deep down intent for. So now that I've revealed to you guys that, cycles are very important in life, and we must be aware of our intent, because the beginning of the cycle will literally kickstart a new reality for you. And we're in the Lion's Gate. So, that 8-8 is coming. This is a portal that's opening. We have to be very aware of as above, so below. What we are manifesting mentally, all is mind, will begin to become our reality. And so we have to speak into existence the reality that we truly desire for our highest and purest good. And that requires retrospect, to go within to review what has happened in the past, that what caused this effect that I'm experiencing now. Because you might be at an end of a cycle, and you see the outcome from your choices and the fruits that you bear based on the experience, right? So it might be a time for a new cycle to begin, and what you will do is repeat the cycle. Do you know how many times in life we repeat the same cycle because we do not understand what we cannot identify the patterns? For one, we cannot become aware of, our true intent that is hidden beneath our words, right? The English language is a very manipulative, condescending language. It literally has manipulations all throughout it, right? We start sentences on with we're programmed to say what we don't want versus what we do want, right? And it's just very important for us to just be mindful. We might be saying one thing, but deep down internally have a whole nother true intention. And this requires shadow work, like this is just me showing you guys that I actually do the work on myself. I'm not perfect though. Like, trust and believe me, there's no ego that I'm using right now. This is just merely me being honest and open about my uh, personal negligence and my own reasoning why I'm seeing these negative experiences happening consistently. I was just very disconnected to going in retrospect, right? Having that hindsight. Sometimes you can be self in the moment and work on your intuition and your insight, right? Going with the feeling of now, that you really might miss, something. And it's power in the now, but sometimes you might be, I want to say the word is hindering yourself from achieving or closing a chapter in your life in order to start a new chapter. So I'll end it here. So, like, basically, right now, I am on a new journey in my life. I have new goals. And before I even begin to walk in that direction, I am very well aware of my intent that was negative from the start, right? For example, I have this goal in mind, and the goal is good. And we might talk very highly about the goal and why we're doing it and how many people it will help, but it could have a deeper reason in our subconscious mind, right? That could be associated with the fragments of ourself, right? Or it could be associated with the the um the lack consciousness, right? The lack consciousness. It could be associated with our fears, right? So we can literally manifest our biggest fears if we do not realize our true intention and why we're doing something, so that we can be honest and realistic in our manifestation. That literally starts with our mind. So having a clear mind, having a clear perspective, having a clear intent in why we're going into the goal, and understanding the shadow aspects of our desire for this as well, because then we can pinpoint where the tests will come through, whether it be through a person, whether it be through a thing we do, right? We might have a bad habits that, we might be going after a goal that facilitates us to really indulge in our negative bad habits. It could be, sex. It could be just overindulging in buying, spending. Like, sometimes we can set out for good intent and then not be aware that it could be a deeper reason in why we're doing it, right? It could be overindulging in, like I said, spending, or we could be pushing people away. Some people set out on a goal to push everybody away from them, but they're saying, I'm just ready to move out. I am doing this and that and this and that. And then end up manifesting their worst fear, because deeply rooted, there was a totally different desire that was needed to be met. So life is very complex. I hope that this information was helpful today. I know it was a lot and I kind of talked for a long time. I'm trying not to do that. But yeah, just remember, cycles are very important, and what you pay attention to will grow, right? Energy flows where attention goes. So if you want to change things in your reality, you have to starve those thoughts that are no longer serving you. And that's easier said than done, honestly. But it is possible. Remember, 21 days is the magic number for a reversal effect on any programming or ritual or routine. That was said by the greatest people like Dr. Sebi, who taught health, right? Mindfulness, and cured a bunch of people from life-threatening diseases, and so many more doctors that actually understand the psychological effect of repetition. So 21 days is literally all it takes to deprogram yourself. And as we take some things out, we have to put new things in, right? So yeah. Also, just for you guys who are looking at my cards, like, what kind of cards are those? This deck I have, this deck was gifted to me, and so it has that pretty design on the back. But this deck I made myself. So these are little flashcards, and then I have the cards on here. And so I made those cards. Things are powerful when you do things creatively. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope you have an awareness of cycles and hidden intention and how they manifest in its ordained truth. Change starts in the mind, and take care.